Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, then yeah, welcome back. Yeah. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a story time. The first story time on my channel, so I'm very excited to share with you guys who I'm going to be telling you guys today. So as you guys know from the title, I'm going to be telling you guys about my first kiss. Now, personally, I feel like my first kiss went really well. I feel like my kiss went really well compared to most people's first kisses. Like if you watch on YouTube, it's like first kiss horror story or awkward first kiss or whatever kiss may be. Honestly, like not even to brag, like I really feel like mine was good. Like it probably couldn't have gone any better, and I really wouldn't change anything about it. So this might be a long video, so let's just get right into the video of the story time. So I'm gonna disguise this person, and I'm just gonna like use him or disguise him as the guy I used to talk to. So when I say that, I'm talking about the guy that I kissed, you know. So yeah, so we're gonna like rewind back to like last year, 2017, April of last year, 2017. Do I remember the day? Yes, it was April 24th, 2017 at like 8:45 p.m. Like I really remember stuff like that, like weird. But yeah, it was around 8:45ish at night, and yeah. Anyways, let's just get into the story. So back in April of last year, I was talking to this guy that I used to work with, and yeah, like he started working there in April. So he was working there for about 3 weeks before we had like kissed or not. And and yeah, so fast forward to this day, we had worked together that day. It was a Monday, and work was dead that day because where I work, it's always dead on the weekdays. Like it's just always dead on the weekdays, and on weekends, like on Fridays and like the weekends, it's like hella crowded, like it's so crowded, but or like just busy. So on Mondays it was like really dead, and so since it was dead, we were allowed to go home early. My manager was like, y'all can go home early. So we closed at 8, but we left at like 7:30, and I did all my cleaning stuff before I had to go and everything. So I was in the break room, and the guy I used to talk to, he had came into the break room and was like, me and the other workers, whatever, co-workers, are about to go get something to eat. Do you want to come with us? I was like, sure, why not? So we all went to Chick-fil-A, and it was, by the way, I was the only girl working that day. I was the cashier, and my other co-workers, they were all boys. There were like 5 boys that worked today, and then I was the only girl. So we all went to go get Chick-fil-A, which was like literally like 2 minutes away from where I worked. And yeah, so then after while we were in Chick-fil-A, he was like, we're actually about to go to Krispy Kreme, so do you want to go to Krispy Kreme donuts with us? I was like, sure. I mean, like, I'm spending time with the person I liked, like why not, right? So me and him and 2 other of our coworkers, that were guys, we went to Krispy Kreme donuts, and then we got donuts, and we ate our Chick-fil-A and Krispy Kreme donuts, right? It was like, why are you eating Chick-fil-A and Krispy Kreme? It was weird. Anyways, but that's what we did. So it's me, the guy I used to talk to, and then 2 of my other male coworkers. And we were just talking. I don't remember what we talked about, but you know, eating our food, talking, whatever. And so yeah, so then when my other coworkers, he had left because his mom or a friend or whatever picked him up. So then it was just 3 of us, just talking, enjoying our food. So then we went back to my job we went back to my job because my other coworker that was there, his mom had to pick him up because we had left early. So I'm assuming that his mom was going to pick him up at the original time back at my job. So we had left so his mom can come pick him up at the original time that he had said, because we didn't know we were going to leave work early. So yeah, so I went back to our job. This was around like 8:30, so it was like an hour later we drove back to my job, and we waited for his mom to come pick him up. And while we were waiting, first of all, it's dark outside. It's around 8:30 at night. It's drizzling outside. It's like a misty drizzle, not like a wet drizzle. It was like a misty drizzle. So yeah. So then the guy I used to talk to, he was like blasting music out his car. Mind you, we're in an empty parking lot. Like where my job is, it's like an empty parking lot, and it's just my car and his car and 3 of us. So I was like, are you really like blasting your music out? Like I feel like people are just looking at us like we're crazy. I don't know, but he always does that, so that's just what he does. Anyways, so finally 15 minutes later, my coworker's mom had picked him up, and next thing you know, it's just me and the guy, you know, just me and this guy, right? And so earlier that day or that night, we had talked about something, and I don't remember what we talked about, but we had talked about something, right? So mind you, it's raining. Like I said, it's like a drizzly, misty rain. Nothing that I wouldn't go out because I'm a black girl and I have, you know, my hair and rain don't mix, right? So I was okay standing out in the misty rain or whatnot. So it was just me and him, and he brought up like, oh, do you remember what you were talking about, what you said about last night or earlier that day? I don't remember. I think it was last night, but then I think I talked about it earlier that day as well. I don't remember. He was like, I was like, no. He was like, you don't remember? I was like, no. He was like, come on, like, you remember last night you were talking about da 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 da. I was like, I remember I said, I dead ass don't remember. I was like, I really dead ass don't remember. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, wow. So then this is like probably the only awkward part of this whole like situation is he had like put his hands out like this. Like, it was really like this far apart. Like, I was like, what the hell do you want me to do? Like, I was like, I put my hands on top of his hands. I'm like, what? Like, what do you want me to do? So I'm thinking, like, do you want me to? I don't know. It was like so awkward because I'm like, why are your hands like this? So I put my hands on top of his hands, and then he like pulled me up for a hug. So technically, he was opening his hands up so he can like, so I can like go in and hug him. But like, I feel like your hands should have been like wider so I could like, you know. But it was like this, and I was like, what the hell is this, right? So I put my hands on top of his hands or whatnot, and then he like pulled me in for a hug, and the next thing you know, I was like hugging him or whatnot. And then he was like, you don't remember. So like my head was like lying on his chest. He was like, you don't remember? I was like, I looked up at him, I was like, no. So he was like, oh, maybe this will jog your memory. And then voila, he kissed me, right? And here's the thing, right? I like, when he was kissing me, right, I was like, I really just cannot believe I'm having my first kiss right now. Like, not saying it like in a bad way. I was just like, oh my god, like, oh my god, right? Like, I was like literally like so like butterflies tingly inside. Like, I was like, oh my god, right? But he had kissed me, and after that it was like 5 seconds. It wasn't like a peck. It was like smooches or that. He was like, do you remember now? I was like, maybe. Like, that's just me because I flirt a lot. Like, I'm like, oh, maybe. So then he like went in and kissed me again. He was like, nah, do you remember? I was like, yeah. Not really, but yeah. I was going along with the story. I don't know. But yeah, so he had kissed me like twice or whatnot. And honestly, he told me I was a good kisser, knowing that that was my first kiss. I was like, wow, I'm a good kisser, and I only kissed one guy my whole life. So yeah. So then I remember him saying, what did he say? He said something. I don't remember, but I do remember he was saying like, I'm gonna let you go now. text me when you get home and get home safely. And I was like, sure, I definitely will. I got back in my car and I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, yo, I was literally on cloud 9. I was like, yo, like, I really just had my first kiss. And it actually was with someone, like, I liked. Like, I was like, yo, right? I was just so happy that day. Like, I got back in my car and I was, like, so geeked. Like, I was just smiling from ear to ear. Like, wow, right? I was so happy that day. So, I think my first kiss went really well. Like, it honestly reminded me of low-key The Notebook or something, because it was raining outside with like a drizzling outside, and it was dark. It was in a parking lot, but I mean, it was a cute parking lot, right? Anyways, no. But my first kiss honestly couldn't have got better. It, like, I really wouldn't have changed anything about it. It was kind of like a fairy tale in a way. Like, it wasn't awkward except when he, like, put his hands out, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, I don't know. Like, it was like, I didn't get that part. But he just wanted me to hug him and everything. But other than that, my first kiss went really well. Like, it really did. I was like, honestly, I really feel like it just happened naturally, and it felt right. Like, it felt right. It didn't feel forced, it didn't feel rushed. And that's something I kind of want to, like, explain to you guys. Like, I was 18 when I got my first kiss. This was last year. I'm 19 now. And if you are a girl or a guy, you're around my age or older, even younger, like, don't rush to have your first kiss. Like, it's not even, like, you know, it literally lasts for like 5 seconds. I mean, you could have a whole makeout session. I mean, like, literally, like, the next day, like, we kissed again, and it was like, yeah, but, like, and it was like good. But it's just like, don't rush to have your first kiss. It will happen when it will happen. And I feel like since it happened so naturally and I wasn't necessarily expecting it, I just went with the flow. Like, I honestly just went with the flow, and I wasn't thinking too hard. I wasn't trying too hard. It just flowed perfectly, and I think that's kind of why it went so well. So, I mean, and he was experienced. I mean, I wasn't his first kiss. He was my first kiss. So the fact that he was experienced, maybe that's probably why, but I don't know. I'm just, like, the message I'm trying to say is, if you're, like, 18, like a senior, I was a senior in high school at the time, and you haven't had your first kiss, you haven't had your first boyfriend, or whatever the case may be, like, literally, do not rush it. Like, it's not something to rush about. Like, you'll get your first kiss when it's meant to be. And do it with someone that you actually like. At the time, I liked him. Do I like him anymore? No, I don't. Just because we had a whole fallout, and he's in a happy relationship right now, so it's whatever. That's a whole nother story time that I'm thinking about doing, but probably won't do it because that's kind of like a messy situation. But yeah, that's pretty much my first kiss. I wouldn't change anything about it. It went really smooth, perfectly. It was very natural. Went with the flow, and yeah. So that is the story time of my first kiss. I really hope you guys like this story time. If you want more story times, I'll be more than happy to do it. Like, I love doing these type of videos. So even though this is my first one, but yeah. Anyways, make sure you subscribe if you aren't already. Like and share this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.